fair, accurate, to the point. This is Montana This Morning on Montana's news station.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with Montana This Morning. I'm Lindsay Klein. It is Tuesday, July 13th. I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday morning. And yesterday, more nice weather. Can we still expect the rain to stay away?
I think the rain will stay away. In fact, in the Bozeman area, yesterday was the warmest day of 2010 so far. But we do have a cool down in the short term. The next couple of days, some cooler weather moving on through, but then improving conditions as we head toward later in the work week into the weekend. So very nice conditions still setting up, just a little bit cooler today, tonight, even into tomorrow as well. Looking at the satellite radar composite, you can see that we're looking at clear skies this morning, and that's going to be the trend not only for today, but for the next 7 to 10 days. Mostly sunny skies will be dominating most of our forecast period. Over the next little bit, we're still looking at temperatures in the 40s this morning. A little bit cooler in the Bozeman area, 46 degrees, but you don't have to go far to get to those 60s. 60 degrees right now in Billings, so fairly warm out there. But over the next 36 hours in the Bozeman area, only into the 70s compared to the 90s yesterday, so a little bit of a cool down. Near record lows tonight across the region, but we're still staying in the 70s, even in the mining city through tomorrow. Though there is warmer weather in my 7-day forecast. As promised, Lindsay, I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Adam.
Your accurate forecast from Adam Bell starts now with Storm Tracker weather on Montana's news station.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully you're having a good Tuesday so far. Still plenty of sunshine out there as you get out this morning and head out the door. We're looking at mainly clear skies not only across southwest Montana, but the entire state. One thing you can't see is there actually is a weak front over central Montana. And ahead of that front, there was actually some severe storms yesterday afternoon and evening across much of the eastern part of the state, but they have since dissipated. And we're looking at improving conditions across most of the region. But there is the potential for some clouds later on this evening across our area. Not a significant threat, but there could be a few passing clouds here and there. But cool tonight because of that front. We're getting some cooler air to move on in behind the front, so look for some cooler conditions over the next couple of days. Windy conditions also possible this afternoon as that front passes on through. The sun does return, and it's going to stick around for the next several days, and we are going to get on the warm side as well, though as you head out the door this morning, it may not feel so warm. 48 degrees. We've already been in the mid-40s in the Bozeman area already. Dew point down to the upper 30s, so we're actually looking at a fairly high humidity at 66% this morning, but that will quickly drop into the teens and 20s this afternoon. And as we go over to the mining city, 46 degrees, no wind out there, humidity at 46%, and we're right around where we should be for our lows this morning, but we're going to be a little bit cooler than our highs for this time of year. Only 70s, low 70s out toward the mining city, pushing near 80 degrees east of the divide, but compare that to yesterday's 90s in the Bozeman area, much cooler today, so you're going to feel that difference in the mercury this afternoon. And also that wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour will help to cool things off just a little bit. Overnight tonight, many of us will be getting near record lows. I don't think we're going to have any record lows tonight, but it's going to be unseasonably cool as we drop down to the 30s and 40s across most of the region. As we head through the next 7 days, we quickly rebound from those 70s into the 80s, back into the 90s by Friday, and then still hovering near 90 degrees all the way through the weekend into early next week in the Bozeman area and in the mining city. 70s today, tomorrow, but then we're back in the 80s or near all the way through early next week. Lindsay?
Thank you, Adam. Now let's check in with Adam Bell to see what we can expect in the forecast today. Adam?
Well, we're looking fairly nice, at least for the next couple of days here in southwest Montana. We're actually looking at fairly decent conditions as you head out the door this morning. Your State Farm road conditions report showing, well, dry conditions on the roadways. Haven't seen any precipitation and don't expect any, at least not in the next at least 3 or 4 days. So most of the work week into the weekend looking pretty good. There is some road construction going on, though, so there could be some lane restrictions with the nice weather. The construction companies' opportunities are pretty high to get out there and do some work out on those roadways. Looking at the high pressure across much of the eastern Pacific Ocean as it moves into the Pacific Northwest, we're looking at clearing skies across western Oregon and Washington, and we still have those clear skies across our area, and that has led to some cooler conditions out toward the mining city at 46 degrees, but still some 50s out toward Idaho Falls, upper 60s in Salt Lake City, so quite a wide variety of temperatures this morning across the Pacific Northwest, but everyone is going to be in the 70s and 80s by this afternoon. Most of Montana, though, 70s and 80s, that's about it. Upper 60s out toward Great Falls and Kalispell with a few more clouds, but as we go into the evening hours tonight, a cool evening across the Intermountain West as you drop down into the lower 40s for our overnight lows. That's a look at your latest forecast. We'll be right back.
Your accurate forecast from Adam Bell starts now with Storm Tracker weather on Montana's news station.
Welcome back and welcome to summer, everyone. We're looking at summer-like conditions finally returning to southwest Montana. A little bit cooler today and tomorrow, though, as we have a weak front, not really bringing anything more than just a couple degrees off of our highs since yesterday, but we will rebound nicely by the end of the work week. And as you can see on the satellite radar composite, not much to show you, not much in the way of cloud cover out there. In fact, let's take a step outside live with our iCam this morning and see what's going on. You can see the clear skies out there up in the mountains with a beautiful background. Plenty of sunshine expected this afternoon, though once again temperatures are going to be a little bit on the cooler side. And in fact, we're starting out a little bit cool this morning as well. In the mining city, 46 degrees, near 50 out toward Bozeman and Livingston. You don't have to go far to get to the mid-50s up toward Helena, so a comfortable start this morning, but this afternoon it's not going to be nearly as warm as what we saw yesterday. And here's the reason why. We actually have a little bit of some cooler weather moving in behind the front that's actually sitting right between Butte and Bozeman this morning across southwest Montana, but the front will quickly move off toward the south and east, and as it does so, it's going to bring in that cooler weather with a northwesterly flow. Also expect some stronger winds later on this afternoon, around 10 to 20, similar to what we saw yesterday. High pressure, though, off to the west will begin to build on in, and as it does, we're going to start seeing that warmer conditions begin to move into the west coast by as early as tomorrow afternoon, and then in our area by Thursday into Friday, just in time for the weekend with plenty of sunshine and warm weather to follow. 70s for the most part across the mining city today, 71 in Butte, 71 up toward Anaconda. Cooler, though, out toward Wisdom at 64 degrees. Overnight tonight, look at the low temperature in Wisdom, 32, Butte 38, so close to record lows. I don't think anyone's going to break any records, but we could be fairly close, about 3 or 4 degrees above the record lows for this tonight into tomorrow morning. 77 for your high in Bozeman, 79 up in Livingston overnight tonight. Cool once again, the 40s and 30s for our overnight lows. Lindsay?
It's Tuesday, July 13th. I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday morning. Just ahead, we've got to look at all your local news, but first, meteorologist Adam Bell is in with a look at your Tuesday weather forecast. Adam.
Well, Lindsay, we're looking great over the next several days here in southwest Montana. A few exceptions, though, in the short term. We do have some little bit of some weather to deal with as we look at some stronger winds and some cooler temperatures over the next 24 to 36 hours. But behind that, we're looking at warm weather, nice sunny skies, and just beautiful conditions to enjoy over the coming days. For today, we're looking at upper 60s reaching into the Butte area, but then back down into the low 40s tonight, even the upper 30s as a possibility. So a cool evening on its way across the mining city. Also cool tonight in the Bozeman area, still getting into the 70s, but there are some 80s and 90s in the 7-day forecast, so much warmer weather and the dry weather continuing as well. All those details and much more, Lindsay, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Adam.
Your accurate forecast from Adam Bell starts now with Storm Tracker weather on Montana's news station.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying your Tuesday morning so far, and the weather is cooperating just beautifully, and it's going to continue to do so over the next several days. And the reason why, strong high pressure actually blowing all these clouds up into Canada, not really impacting us much in the way of cloud cover. We're looking at fairly decent conditions. Plenty of sunshine to go around, though a little bit on the cool side over the next couple of days. That's because of a cold front, very weak, moving into the Pacific Northwest, just bringing us some cooler conditions and a little bit of a northwesterly flow. Let's go live outside with our iCam and see what's going on live in the mining city. You can see a beautiful shot this morning, the sunlight shining down onto downtown Butte. Just a beautiful day setting up as we look at some very nice conditions, though it will be a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. So don't get too used to those 80s and 90s that we saw yesterday, but they will be back just a couple days from now. 48 degrees right now over in Bozeman, with temperatures not too bad. A light southerly wind helping to keep things on the warm side. Did drop down to 45 so far this morning and dropped down to 44 in the mining city, 46 degrees right now. Not much to speak of the wind, but the wind will pick up later on this afternoon. And your forecast highs a little bit cooler than yesterday, 70s to maybe near 80 east of the divide, but 70s and 60s west of the divide. 71 for Butte, 64 degrees in Wisdom. So you may even want to take an extra layer with you this morning, but plenty of sunshine, so that's the good news. But the winds will pick up this afternoon, so those 70s will actually feel fairly comfortable. It won't feel too warm with the wind blowing across the area. 30s and 40s tonight, so a cool evening across the region, and we could be seeing near record lows. The mining cities, the lower 30s for your record lows, so we're getting close, but I don't think we're going to set any records tonight, but it will be a little bit on the chilly side, so any evening plans or early morning plans, the jacket may come in handy. Over the next several days, we're looking not too bad. 70s tomorrow and today, and then we're into the 80s, then the 90s by Friday. A little bit of a cool down as we go into the weekend, but we're still hovering right near 90 degrees in the Bozeman area, and the mining city 70s into the 80s, and then hovering right around 80 degrees through at least early next week. Lindsay?
Now let's check in with meteorologist Adam Bell for a look at your weather forecast. Adam.
We'll look for an abundance of sunshine throughout the next couple of days here in southwest Montana. With the dry road conditions, it actually looks to be fairly decent for your drive into work, though there could be some road construction projects starting up early this morning with the sunny skies and the dry weather. Great opportunity to get some work done. There's a lot of projects, especially along I-90 and I-15, so just brace yourself for that as you head out the door this morning. But we're looking at beautiful weather conditions, not only for today, but for the next several days here in southwest Montana, thanks to some high pressure building on in. But we do have a weak front, hard to pick out. It's actually sitting over central and southwestern Montana right now, going to be bringing in some cooler weather across the area, but really nothing more than that. High temperatures you can see on the cool side in the western part of the state, 60s and 70s, but you don't have to go far to get those 80s out across southeastern Montana where the warmer weather, and they're still ahead of that front, so that's why they're going to see those warmer conditions. Overnight tonight across the state, we're looking at 30s and 40s, 38 degrees in the mining cities, so a little bit on the chilly side, but still those 50s for eastern Montana. That's a look at your latest forecast. We'll be right back with more news and weather right after this.
Now let's see what we can expect in this week's forecast with meteorologist Adam Bell. Adam.
Well, I think sunshine is the word of the week. We're looking at plenty of it here in southwest Montana and the entire Pacific Northwest, as you can see on the satellite radar composite. There is a weak front sitting over us right now, but it's only going to bring us some cooler temperatures today and tomorrow, and that's it. So really nothing to complain about in the weather department. Maybe some strong winds later on today at 10 to 20 miles an hour, 60s and 70s for the most part for our highs today. So expect those cooler temperatures compared to yesterday, so it'll be a little bit cooler out there. 30s and 40s for overnight lows tonight, so some significantly cooler weather overnight, possibly near some record lows. I don't think we're going to break any, but that potential is there. As we head into the next 7 days, you can see the sunshine is fairly abundant out there, as we're going to see mostly sunny skies, particularly as we head toward the middle part of the work week. 80s and 90s make a nice return across the region, as we see 91 degrees on Friday, and we still hover right around 90 all the way through early next week. And then jumping over to the mining city, a very similar setup. Cool over the next couple of days. Still 70s isn't bad for this time of year, but then we finally get back into the 80s and start seeing that warmer weather here in southwest Montana.
It's good to know summer's finally here.
It's great to actually experience it for a change.
Right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you back here at noon, 5:30 and 10. Have a wonderful Tuesday and rest of the week.